Hi, guys. Today, I'm gonna share a topic with you on self love. This is, um, it's very personal for me because for many years, I've heard of self love and I understood self love uh, in a in a kind of very not a real, childish, almost naive um, uh, realization or connection to self love or term of self love. And I understood what really self love was about until recently. And I am still discovering this self love and this term and why we have this and what is the need for self-love. Why are we even talking about the self-love? Do we need self-love, or can we just love others and we'll be okay? In my experience, I haven't had this option. There always I end up in pain, always end up in suffering, always in some kind of misunderstanding, always some kind of issues and problems with health, with energy, with a realization, with money, in all spheres of my life. If I to love others. So only recently, at age of 48, 49, I am thinking about it. This might not be a bad idea. Self-love. I don't know about you guys, but this is very, especially going through oncology and depression and different situation and crises in my life, where I sort of served the country, served the institution, served the somebody's purpose, served at work. I worked as a nurse. I served the community, spiritual community. I was there for 5 years. I served the relationships. And in the end, there was suffering. There was suffering and pain and misunderstanding and conflicts and loss of health, loss of a loss of everything. It's like illusionary card game that falls apart. So it's like trying to bake a cake and you don't have the main ingredients, like, I don't know, butter, chocolate chips. You're missing the most important ingredient in the whole reality. And nobody really teaches that. It's kind of a secret, but kind of like, yes, there's self-love, but we don't understand what self-love, and kind of like you hear something very out there that is impossible to connect, or it's very philosophical, or on a level of the mind that I don't know. I cannot put this in this reality. I need concrete things. I need someone to explain me what the fuck is self-love. Do I just masturbate? What do I massage myself? What is this self-love? Like, I need concrete tools. I need a way to connect that self-love to this reality, that it works, and I can understand and connect and practice that, and it works. But my whole many spiritual teachers that talk about self-love, but How can you get there? That's a big mystery somehow. So during this experience, this my living experience, through my body, I have understanding of self-love internally. And I had ability to zoom out and now give you some tools. Give you tools of what self-love is. And it is a concept that you must learn and understand. It's the most important ingredient in this life. It's the most important. The most important. Self-love. And so let's go back. In this life is a game. I already talked about it. I don't want to go in and explain to you what this life is. This life is a computer generated reality that you all of us are playing in this. We have a role, we have a specific costume, we are playing in this game called Matrix, called life. And in this reality, there are many programs. There are many programs and obstacles and different challenges, and the hero journey is to go through all these levels. And we can break it down to 10, for example, right? Just symbolically. And the first level, you playing as you're understanding what this human body is, your avatar. You're learning about your avatar. You need to learn because you're playing this game in this body, in the avatar. And you need to understand how to take care of it. What does it do? What the function? How to operate it? But also we don't have a school about that. Do you understand? So you come here with no memory and no ability. You don't understand what's going on, and so everything is done automatically. Through programs and influences and manipulation by others. And then you get to the second level. That's when you learn about your personality, yourself, who you are. And you're a 2-year-old, the personality kicks in, and suddenly it's a different baby, and nobody wants to take care of it because his personality is coming through. So, and more you are faced with that. You need to learn who you are. Why do you like this but not the other? And then the third level is a relationship. And every step, every level, there are challenges, there are objectives, there is like a boss or something that you have to overcome the obstacle. And what do you need to learn in order to pass to the next level? And next level after that is money. And so if you don't learn relationship, because money comes through relationships, they come through other people. They don't come from the, suddenly there is a storm, a snowstorm, and the money is gonna come to you. No. So you need to learn the level 3, relationships. Any relationships. I'm not talking about just a relationship romantic. We're talking about relationship with anybody that you interact in this game. And your circle starts very small until you grow up and you move, you live in different countries, different people, different society, different interests, different things. that circle expands, and through that circle, you, if you master that, you jump onto level 4, which is money. And there are some other obstacles and different challenges, and how to pass. There are keys to pass that level. So, but relationship, many people fail at relationship. I know small, tiny amount of relationship that people actually understood and mastered that. But many of us, me included, that was a great challenge. And I know why. I know why for me that was the case. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you are in and out of relationship. And now in the matrix, there are lots of upgrades, and there are even romantic relationships are not going to be the same. We're not relating on the same thing. Marriage is not necessary. It's forced. It's a forced program, marriage. So it's fallen apart. But how do we romantically connect to each other? There are many people talking about it. You do this, you act like this, you are like unavoidable. You know, all the psychology and tricks and and these are all traps. They're traps for the mind, because the key to that game, it's here. You can ask AI. AI can tell you what is the key in relationships. And the key in relationship is self-love. And you like, what the fuck? So to pass that level, you have to learn self-love. Wow. Okay. So, because in any relationship, the obstacles are what? You either be controlled, right? You either controlled in relationships. You were told to do certain things that you don't like. You cannot speak your truth, right? You cannot, because you're afraid. You're manipulated. You're manipulated by system, by society, by these relationships, because you're afraid. You're afraid to be alone. You're afraid to speak up the truth. You're afraid not to be loved, not to put attention, not to be rejected, to be different. You want to do, so you blending into these manipulations. You are manipulated. Sometimes you're not aware. Most of the times you're not aware, because it's done automatically through algorithms. And only after a few years that when you open in eyes on certain things and your critical thinking kick in, and then you see the whole situation, that you were manipulated. You allowed that. So you going through in relationship, you build in a family, you are having intimate relationship, you creating friendships, you creating professional connections, you creating family dynamic, conflicts, sex, passion, truth, attractions, future projects, plans. These are all relationships. But they are built on manipulation or automatic functions. And the consequences, the way you see them, the consequences are suffering, feeling being used, trapped, not being yourself, physical illness. You have allergies, migraines, oncology, pain, wanted to scream but you can't, wanted to say something but you can't. It's too deep now. You're too afraid. You've been together for so long. You created a business and you're afraid that you're responsible for people that work for you. You're responsible. You feeling responsible for others, but not you. But why? You feeling guilty for not helping your mother, but you are not able to help yourself. You are in the deficit yourself. You helping others, your friends, but you are in the deficit. You're in the same place, but you want to help because you must, because you want to, because you feel compassionate, because you rescuing somebody. The obstacles in romantic relationships are fear of intimacy. So once you had your heart broken, basically, right? Because it's illusionary. You created an illusionary connection. You always create an illusionary connection. You are here in Matrix. It's automatically done. These are done by algorithms that you are not aware. And once you got hurt, there is a pain, and there is that creates this anchor in your subconsciousness, and that subconscious program automatically unpacks itself throughout your whole life. So if someone cheated on you, you close your heart, there is a pain, and there is a fear of intimacy. So next relationship you have, there is no intimacy, and you missing that depth, and that person, the other person. So you creating a safe distance kind of relationship that there is no depth, there is nothing. It's just you playing a role, right? You're not yourself there, and that person also kind of manipulated into this scenario, and so he's suffering, she's suffering. Is the same for you. So you're both suffering. You're not both in your truth. You playing a role. I'm playing a role. Or you playing a role of codependent because you don't have your own willpower. You don't know how to act on your own behalf. You don't know how to be your own authority. You don't know how to listen to yourself. You don't know who the fuck you are and what do you really want to say. You don't know. You're afraid. You have thyroid issues. And you codependent. You codependent because you think that you will not be able to make money and connect with others. So you are okay to be on this level, on a level of whatever just that is. And it's okay. And I'm just gonna adapt. There is an adaptability happening. You adapt to the situation, you confirm to this reality. And further, you push yourself, your true self, to the bottom of the well. And it never have a chance to come up. Only through divorce, only through crisis, only through some kind of disease that it's trickling out, or people just kill themselves because they can't. They seem to be okay. You know, this is how it in the news. They seem to be okay. They were a nice couple. They had everything. They had money and beautiful home. We don't understand. That's because there was never self-love. There was never truth in that level, on that relationship. It's fake. It's an illusion, fake and illusionary situation. And when illusion crumbles, it's very painful to see the reality. And the amount of time and money you spent in that illusion, chasing that illusion, feeding that illusion, growing that illusion. But it's been an illusion since the beginning because you never been true to yourself. And that is your responsibility. Nobody else. Nobody else's. That's your responsibility because that's your life. So at the end, this is what you got, and that's it. So then the obstacles may be misunderstanding. You don't understand another person. So we seem to start at the business on the same level. I started a business in esoteric school, and it seemed to be okay. It seemed to be okay, but what happened? It seemed to be okay. And then we on the same page. Yes, in esoteric. Yes, love, the spiritual education. I started my business and that fell apart. Why? Why did that fall apart? Why did it fall apart? Because it was an illusionary. So I thought we understood each other. I thought when we communicated truth. But in the end, that was not a truth. It was their interests and there were my interests, and they did not collide. Because they never can collide. We are here only for each other. I'm here for myself. Institution, behind the institution, there is one guy that is his interests of the school, of the business. He is realizing himself. I need to realize myself. That's how it works. So it's unavoidable to have business partners separate. It's unavoidable because we here for for me. I'm here for me, you're for you, she's for herself. That's a reality, guys. That is reality. I know it's hard to understand and to grasp and to think, my God, how is it? No, it's true. And the faster you understand that, the less painful the situation will be for you and suffering and the consequences of this illusion. When you go to have a haircut, I see there's like a lot of, transform me through haircut. It's an illusion. You get a new haircut, but inside the same fucking thing. It's an illusion. They sell you an illusion for, I don't know, $100. And you're famous on Instagram. There's a lot of this. Transform me. You need to transform internally and to be true to yourself. True to yourself. Be who you are. Not playing the role. Then we have emotional pain. These are biggest traps, emotional pain. I have kilograms, liters of that emotional pain. Emotional pain is very strong, and it's not something, you can't even get drugs that can touch that. That's the truth. Nothing can get to it. Nothing. That emotional pain. You can go to from psychotherapists to rapists to any medicine, anywhere you can go to esoteric and have like the most um ecstatic dance with cacao ceremony with some drugs with I always like, well, whatever, you can blow your fucking mind out, but it will not touch that pain. You come back to it and it's the same pain. That emotional pain is very strong. Where is it? Where is that? Because you were not yourself. And then you want to numb that even further and escape from that painful illusion into another illusion. Emotional pain, yes. Emotional pain, betrayal, rejection. This is a hard one, rejection, because when we go into a relationship, any relationship, I am talking about any relationship with another human being. When you relate, when you meet, we just exchange few words. How true are you to yourself when you go into any situation? And especially if you have emotional pain and some past experience, and you have fear of intimacy, and you have been misunderstood, and you've been feeling lonely and abandoned and rejected, and you cannot withstand conflict, how truthful you are in the first communication connection. How truthful? It's hard, because you have pain, you have reject, you went through periods of depression, you want to kill yourself. That's how, and that's true. But can you say that from the first moment you meet another person? No, because you're gonna go into this role because you like this person, and you want, and you're feeling lonely, and you want to be with someone, and you will do anything because you like it. There are hormones, there's some attraction, and you want to have sex. I don't know, it's so easy, and you create something. You create fake personality, the same one, or the one you used to. It's based on your algorithm, your old programs, and you create that, and you take it for a test drive, and then you surprised in the end that it doesn't work. Then it doesn't work in the end, when the illusion, when both of you, because the other person responds with the same programs, they're not true. They're not true. So why are you surprised? Why are you surprised later that it didn't work? Why are you surprised that you don't have energy at the end? Where did the energy go? Because the energy went into building this fake identity. You know how much resources you need to fake something? It's more, 10 times, 10,000 times more than to be in the truth. 10 times you expending that much energy. And if that was money, because that is money, energy is money, the energy you spend, you are not earning. You're not building your value, you're not building yourself. You are, that's it. That's your energy. Where'd it go? Oh, you build the fake identity. Congratulations, now it's done. Now you killed it. Now it's dead. Yeah, that's the truth. Guys, girls, that's the truth. So you can't pass that level third level. You cannot pass that at all. With what? A, you have no energy. B, you're not yourself. C, you don't even have fucking idea how to pass that, and what and why you stuck, exhausted. Then you lose your precious energy. You lose it. You lose your resources, your money. You spend attracting that person to be loyal to you, to buy their love, or to be with you, or to do whatever. You bought that person with your money and with your resources and with your energy. And so don't be afraid, don't be surprised that you lose that at the end, and you would be asking, like, what happened? Why am I feeling this way? Why don't I why? That's the reason. You were playing a role of some codependent superhero rescuing, I don't know, whatever that role you wanted, or egoic, or like super, I don't know. You were trying to impress somebody, or a rescue. That's for women. Guys, you playing superhero and you get stuck, and this is that's how these programs are kick you in the ass, and that's how you feel. So to pass that level on any relationships, even you seem to be okay doing with your romantic relationship, but I guarantee it's not the true. And at work, in your value and your money and different aspects, in your health, you're gonna see that. That's self-love. If you're not mastered self-love, game is over for you. Game is over. And I have been on the verge of this game over a few times. So let's talk about what is self-love. If the key to pass this level and to build healthy relationships in this matrix, you need to be true to yourself. You need to love yourself. Okay, so the question then, who is self? And then how do I love it? Right? These are two big questions. Who is the self, and how do I love it? Self-love. So first you need to answer who is the self. And that is different for everybody. I've been in different matrices. I've been in different galaxies. I've been in different forms. I am an alien in this body. I have expansive consciousness, meaning like many sides. I have memories. I have abilities. I have super abilities. And more I'm discovering of myself, who I am, where I am, how it happened. And remembering that I've been in different matrices, that I have this ability, that I played the game, that I have already done this. This is me coming to the me self, and speak about it. I couldn't speak about it. I don't know. There are many we're gonna talk about it. I have to tell people who I am. I have to show myself who I am. And the more I show myself and speak who I am, which seemed to be very shocking to some people because they lived their life in some kind of illusionary image of me. And that also was something I created temporary at the time for survival, for many things, for not understanding. For all my life I've been trying to be myself, but the matrix, the society, the relatives, they all want you to be asleep. They want you to be a certain, play certain roles, be certain way. How many times the feeling I had that I just want to be me, what the fuck, how can I do this? And I couldn't. I feel hopeless, helpless, small. Somehow I get manipulated into something. Manipulated. Faked. Promised. Or beaten by force into this. And I'm trying to escape that. And escape. I'm constantly trying to escape something. Escaping the rules, escaping the fakeness, escaping people's energy, escaping some morality, some obligation, something, right? That's my constant. I'm the people are chasing me with these injections, with COVID, with fucking thing. You constantly eat plastic, eat this, do this. You have to. I don't fly on this plane that we just sprayed with some pesticides. I don't want to, but you must. If you want to be in this country, you have to. This is the feeling. And I want to speak about it. And I want to say, no, I don't want, but I don't have another option. And sometimes it's like that. And sometimes it's in relationships. I want to have my business. But I tried to have herbal business in France. Do you know how I was considered crazy? B, people wanted to put me in jail for doing this. It's crazy to me. And the last thing is the people want to make you feel crazy, that there's something wrong with you, and you are the one who has to fix you in order to be with us. That's the last one, to be someone else, but not me, because something wrong with me. How many times, how many people, how do you feel that when someone tells you there is something wrong with you? You take anything, any courses, you go into healthcare, you going into hospital, they tell you are the problem. You need to change that. You need to do this. You need to do. Does it help? No, it doesn't help. You have more resistance to it. You need to do. You need to take these vaccines. You will feel better. How am I gonna feel better? I want to be me. And they putting you to sleep. All these things putting you to sleep, or guilt. So let's talk about these programs. What sabotages you to be yourself? What sabotages? The whole matrix sabotages. That's the thing. The whole matrix sabotaging you to be yourself. And we are from different civilizations. We are done playing the role. We all wearing this costume, the same avatars, but we tired to be, to show we tired not to be able to show our true form. And my true form, I am just trying. I'm different. I may not have this form at all. I don't know what this form is, but it's trying to come out. These codes are very strong. And I talk a lot. I want to speak a lot. I know a lot. There's a lot of energy coming through. And when I speak, it seems kind of like I'm speaking gibberish. I had to learn the language. The first language, I'm taking care of a baby right now. The first language that the baby speaking is sound. That's the original language of that human being. And what do? We form it into the what language? English, Russian, whatever. I had a hard time learning it. That's why they have a hard time learning that. But we're supposed to communicate telepathically, which is coming. But right now, if I communicate telepathically, if I tell you something, people will say I'm crazy. But I pick up and I telepathically communicate. I communicate telepathically because I have a program and I know how to operate that program. But I also, my avatar has also a voice box, and I can do the same thing. I can express that energy through here, through my voice. So it's constant, this the way the matrix here is controlling that. And how it's flat, it's so small, it's so restricted. It's a, it's trying to fit a huge elephant in a grain of sand. It doesn't work. So what sabotages you to be yourself, to be the self, to be your true, to actually even discover who you are. And who you are is consciousness. But also, what is consciousness? Concretely, what is consciousness here in Matrix? How does that express itself? Please, because we can talk about this out there. I have met people. I spent 5 years in esoteric school. I know how we can go out there and you can lock yourself in the mind, or you can be outside of the body. But concretely, what does it mean? What this consciousness in the body? What is that? It's your files. Is your codes, your algorithms. Guys, it's numbers, codes, numbers. Consciousness. Oh, consciousness. And so what in this matrix, because it's a computer generated codes and programs and reality that you can feel, see, hear and experience, but it's computer generated, that somebody drew and animated that with energy. Guys, that's it. And you doing these things in this matrix, and then there's suffering. So you playing, it's algorithms moving you around, algorithms all the time, codes. You went even to pee, it's a code. You need to pee. The bladder is coded, so you need to pee. I don't know, it's so simple. Every move that you have is coded on this. So you have codes of this avatar that you inside, and you have codes of matrix that you see, where the reality, where you interact, where you can, like, oh, there is an sun. If I spend too much time on the sun, my skin burns. That's interaction. If I go at night naked, I'm gonna get raped. Okay, hello, the other people out there, they all have different programs and they can express that. And then then I have my consequences, he's having his consequences. So that they said the interactions of the matrix. How does it work? It works on codes, on algorithm, the same thing. They choose, you choose, sort of. So what sabotages you to be yourself, to remember your consciousness? That consciousness is inside my avatar that's driving it right now. They're operating and having an experience. So how can I remember? What sabotages? Program of suicide. There is a strong program of suicide. When I do these consultations and we go into this deep deep emergence with your soul, we have the conversation with your consciousness, with your souls, and we unpack that. And there is a program of suicide, and it's really hard to override that because it's a strong program. It's an algorithm. How do you override a program, a suicide program? You have a computer right now that's not functioning. It's trying to die. What do you do? What do you do? If someone cannot repair that, usually that's the case, right? Your screen goes down. I mean, it's just expensive because it's a lot of energy will take. Might as well just get a new one. So what do? You just throw that away and you buy a new one. That's the same thing with your avatar. When you have a suicide program inside, which is too strong, it will lead you to death. You will jump out of this avatar and you will upload in another. Watch a really great series on Netflix called Upload. Really good. It explains everything, how this reality works. So the program of suicide, and when we do these synchronizations, these trips inside your consciousness, inside your body, inside through your avatar, you tell me that, and I can see that, and you feel it, and you cry, and you see the reality that's the suicide. It's very strong. It's very strong. You need a strong programmist. You need a lot of energy for that, to override that. And I cannot do that. You have to be able to do that. But that's a strong one. That's a strong one. Usually it overrides everything. It doesn't matter how many detoxes you do, how many psychotic trips, and whatever you do, it doesn't matter. Haircuts to change your, that's just a laugh. It's just a laugh. It's just a laugh. So if there is a strong suicide mission, you are dying and you're just waiting for next opportunity, and you take it, and that's it. You exit the body. And that's how usually people are in relationship. They play the role until the moment, and then they kill themselves, and everybody's in shock, like what happened? Because there is a strong program of suicide. That consciousness was not able to connect with the avatar. It wasn't different circumstances, so it was not able to do that. There was no there's nobody teaching that. Nobody's teaching that. I came here, there were no teachers. There were no teachers. I had to learn that on myself. So now I'm here, I'm sharing who I am. Was that easy? No, it was fucking difficult. I went through that, so I understand. So this program of suicide is very strong. Very strong. So that's one that will, and it's written on your subconscious. It's an algorithm, and it works all the time. So it sabotages everything. Sabotages your moves. So if you want to quit smoking, there is a program of suicide. You will try, and then you can continue smoking. And then the smoking will, well, it's not the smoking that kills you, but it kills the avatar. You sabotage your physical body somehow. You will sabotage your relationship, you will sabotage, you will lose money, you will sabotage something. I know that because I have this program, and I struggle with that program for many years until I saw that and I understood, and I really need to take over my avatar or it's too late. And I did, but it took a lot of resources. With program of suicide, I work very separately with my clients. It's and sometimes they don't even know that. That's the thing. It's a subconscious. Another program that sabotages you to be yourself is guilt. Being guilty. I feel how many times I've experienced that. Sometimes it's so subconscious that you don't even understand that is guilt. But I'm feeling it. Like, why did I say this word? Did I just hurt that person? Guilt. But that person deserved that needed that moment. That was the energy exchange. I needed to revenge. But this person is nice. It is for me. No. On the subconscious level, on the level of energy, there was something. It was something. It broke your boundary. Something happened. It's hijacked. It hijacked something. It took my resource, took my energy. Something was hacked. That's how you feel, and that's how you acted, and that's how you feel. But this program overrides that. That your thinking, right? You experienced that, you felt that, and you left that relationship because you felt it was toxic, but somehow then you feel guilty for doing something or not doing something or not finishing. I know that. I'm sharing with you everything that I'm gone through, guys. And if you sitting in front of this and listening and I thinking, no, I don't have guilt, I don't have this program, you in such deep fucking shithole, you can't get yourself out, because that program in Matrix is very strong. It's on your genetic, on your avatar, and it will come up in a weird way. Guilt, it's very strong. Shame is another one. I'm shameful for being who I am. Shame, they told you to be ashamed of yourself. Even this autoimmune disease, you should be ashamed. Your body is attacking you. What the fuck is that? Who told you that? That's your body attacking you. And you're ashamed. You're ashamed of your weight. You're ashamed of being you. You're ashamed to be different. You're ashamed to wear clothing that is supposed to be appropriate. You're ashamed to something. Your body image. You're ashamed to speak. You're ashamed to stand out. You're ashamed to ask questions. You're ashamed to look stupid. You're ashamed to be all of this. You're ashamed to be you. Shame, bullied. Why? How this shame because you cannot stand up. You've been castrated. You don't have your dark energy. And that is another thing. You can revenge because it's bad. We cannot revenge because we are bad. Because it's bad. But others can. The bad guys can. They have guns. They can protect. You cannot have guns. I was watching the Total Recall with Arnold. It's really good. It's a first time, like in a long time, they were trying to show you the truth, how it's coded, and where we are aliens and here in reality, and upload, and you have to remember who you are and how difficult it is, and you have to go through hero journey like Arnold is playing, and it's about this implanting these realities and what is real, being who you are, and how what you playing roles, and you don't know what's fake, what's real. Everybody's playing roles, and you are chased, and they shamed you. They shamed you for want to have this vision. You want dream. He wanted to go to Mars, and they're shaming you for he was dreaming of another woman in his dream, and he was ashamed for that. So shame is very, very strong program. Bullying, being bullied, you're not able to, you don't have power, you don't have strength. But during the course of that movie, he gains his strength, his willpower, that kicks in, your dark side kicks in. And in that movie, he couldn't carry the gun, but the top guys had the guns, because you can shoot the dome and you can release the atmosphere will kill you. But they could, but you couldn't defend yourself in that matrix. Do you understand? So it's that dark side you can't defend. So it's easy for you to be bullied from a young age, and be shameful because you stand out. I must, this debt, I need to do this because I promised. There is a commitment, somebody committed me to that. I don't even remember how and why, but I must. And especially in the relationship with family, immediate family. You must provide. You must to be a man. You must work. It's your debt to take care of your parents, of your dad. You need. Do you understand? You started that, you need. That's your responsibility. Whereas the responsibility is only for me. I'm responsible for me. What I have in this moment, that's all I'm responsible. And if you committed to something and then you changed your mind, that's okay, because now you're different. Now you know something, now you saw something, now you saw an illusion, and you change your mind. I don't want that. You want to be for you. You want that resource for you. And that's okay. But then what? Then they will shame you, right? Right. They will put, it's not morally right. And then there's all these different manipulation traps. They can sell you something that doesn't do anything for you. But that's internal. Illusions that you yourself thinking that will do it, and then you spend energy and money and a relationship, and then it's not. Value, feeling worthless, and there is no value. But in fact that each of us have value, incredible value, because we carry consciousness. I'm talking about people with, not bots, But also even bots, they have some kind of value. They have automatic functions, and they gave us some entertainment, or they do certain little functions. They also have value. AI has value, has incredible value. So it's this feeling worthless, but feeling worthless is a program. Feeling worthless. I felt worthless for a long time. How come people make millions of dollars doing stupid shit, and I feel like I'm helping. I'm doing so many things. I have so many programs. I have so much information. I have consciousness. I can do things. I like clear vision. I can talk to someone. I am empathetic. I can love. I can understand. I can support. I can give energy. My God, there's so many things, and in the end, there's no value in that, in this matrix. So because someone somehow made me believe that I don't worth anything, and I used to this, and I put very little on my services before. I was even afraid to be on my own, to start my own business. That's how worthless I felt in relationships as well. People abandoning me. I'm like, I don't understand, but I never raised my prices. But when I do raise prices now, and they raise daily, people are shocked, because they think, oh, how come last year it was like this and now it's like this? Yes, because daily my value increased daily, by hours sometimes. I give one price, and then next day, even an afternoon, I feel that's not how much energy that equals in money. In matrix is money, this energy, my energy, because I'm thinking, my God, that energy, these 2 hours I could have done for me, doing podcasts, which I really like. Or I could buy a trip, or I could do something else, but to invest into myself. So that's the value. But you feel worthless somehow. You have certain incredible skills, but matrix makes it shamed or unpopular. But if you do express, when you come out of this, and then you really see the value, there are other people come to you. They come because it's value for them, because they've gone through the same thing and they need help, and they totally see value in that. So you have to come through that. You have to build that value. You have to be popular. You have to declare about yourself. But if you don't have the voice, how are you going to do that? Because you're shamed. They shamed you for being you. Another trap, another sabotager, big sabotager in Matrix is logic. But when I speak about in Matrix are codes. So we inside the codes. These are codes inside the avatar. Okay, so these are the codes, and they're strong. They're written as strong codes. So the another one is logic and fragmentation, or being in the mind but not in the whole body, not in the avatar. That's a trap. That's a very big it's a fragmentation of energy, and you will never be able to see things from the outside as a collective holistically. That's why I was struggling to heal myself only on the physical level. I was doing detoxes, I was doing this and the diet and the la and the yoga and whatever else, but I never actually dove inside my programming, and I never understood who the fuck I am. But I'm the programmist. I have ability to hack into my system, rewrite my programs. I can. Oh my God, wow, brain. And I'm doing that. Every day I'm rewriting my codes. Is it difficult? Yes. First I need to see where the fuck they are. I need to see these codes. And then with my fire, with my energy, with my dark powers, I can kill, I can carry a weapon, I can do many things, and I'm doing it. But if you just on the side, on the logic, it's very 3D. So you can only run certain amount of energy through mind because mind constricts things. It constricts your the amount of energy that you can process. And mind traps this energy, and it wants to show you it can only understand things in linear way. If this like this, then it's like this, and voila. So it takes time to understand where it is with consciousness or intuition or telepathic ability. You understand and you grasp it instantly, and it's clear because you're outside and you have ability to run a huge energetical channel, huge energies, huge voltage. And the more energy, more information, because energy is the code. These are the codes. That's how we translate one picture from one computer to another. It's a code through right. We have Wi-Fi, we have link, we have Starlink, we have what is it, the the Bluetooth, a short wave. It can transmit that that information, the picture. It's a code. Now you can see me. It's a code. I'm transmitted that through my energy, with my energy. You see me only because I put my energy into this. You wouldn't see me, correct? And you hear me. So these are codes. And if I only could do it through my mind right now, if I was just talking to you on the level of the mind, it would be very narrow. And there are podcasts like this. I cannot listen to this because it's not the frequency I operate. But there are some boats, there are some sleeping people. They need only they can only understand that much energy at that same time. At that time, they need a trickle of energy. Where my diapason is huge. I can instantly. I train myself. I have this ability. It doesn't just stay in my mind. That's why people come to me and they're like, I have migraines. Okay, because you only operating on your intellect, on your mind, and that creates this. These people when you guys want to have this PhD, when you like mentally masturbate, and I know guys, you are in this sphere. You because you are designed that way. Your avatar, so it's restricted. It is true. It's very hard for you, and I see that how trapped you get inside your mind, and you need A, B, and C. You need to this word means that, and you lost. You in the past 10 years behind your now. You need to be in the now. What are you feeling right now? What's going on right now? What algorithms? What's happening? What forms? But you were 10 years ago trying to analyze a person's action or something through mind. It's going to take so much resources, so much energy. and you will be stuck, and you're not realizing your life. You can't. So you live in the old algorithms. You dig in, where you can use analysis, but when you only there, it's a trap. It's a strong program. It's a strong it's a strong way to keep you inside the system, inside the avatar, and that restricts you to be yourself, because your self-consciousness cannot fit into the brain. It cannot operate. It's multi-frequencies. It's beyond time and space. It's not dual. It's all at one. It's God. That's consciousness. I can receive information. I can talk to someone. I can already be in somewhere else. Right now, it's a huge informational field that I know I'm not controlling it with my mind. It's just passing through. And the information just unfolds. That's how it works. And people we're not understanding it's very hard to understand your podcast. Yes, because you're in the mind and you're suffering. You're not true to yourself. And you have this consciousness, but you need to connect a consciousness with your avatar. That's a different podcast. So it's being true to yourself. It's being yourself, who you are. Discover that and have guts to come out and to declare. Have the voice, have the energy, have the ability to accept that, yes, I'm maybe jealous. Yes, I'm also not only sweet little thing, but I'm also a bitch. Oh my God. Yes. Wow. Let's celebrate that. Celebration. Acceptance. That's who you are. And you act as a bitch when it's necessary. It's not because you just want to be a bitch. No, it's because it's necessary. Because you receive some kind of energy at some point in your life from someone experiencing this reality, and you need to respond to that as a bitch, which is you will have a bully, and you need to be a bitch to that bully, and that's okay, but morally is not accepted. So you put a block in that. We'll have a whole course how to become a bitch. I can teach you guys. Because I had to come to this myself. So acceptance, fully, who you are, you're dark, you're light, whatever, any sides, anything, whatever comes up, you are that. You jealous? Yes. Why are you jealous? Because I have the same ability, but I cannot express. That's why I'm jealous. I'm jealous to that person because I want to express the same qualities in me. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of my guru that was able to buy 5 buildings. I'm jealous. Because of that, because I also can, but I cannot. I cannot. I don't know how. I'm jealous. So that's jealousy. It's part of it. It's normal. It's good. It's good to be jealous. But somehow jealousy became a label, a bad label, right? Oh, you jealous. No, jealousy is good. That means that there's their potential, and I need to get there. And that's good. What do I see in that? Okay, how did he do? Okay, he took it like this. And I want to do the same way. Responsibility for myself. So when we're talking about responsibility, it scares everybody like cockroaches with light. And because I also understood that the responsibility in the matrix is when someone is manipulating me to be responsible for them. But I want to be responsible for me. I want to take responsibility for me. This is my car. This is my avatar. I am responsible for me. I can change my mind. I'm responsible. It's not feeling well right now. Yes, I promise you to be with you, but I can't because I'm responsible for me right now. Me is a priority. I'm responsible. And therefore, when I interact with someone, if I go beyond my capacity and because I promise someone, because there's a program of death, I must, and I go that, you are not true yourself. You're not truly self in that moment. And I need to be responsible. If it's broken, I need to repair that right in this moment when it's broken. When your car breaks down in the middle of the road, do you help do you look on the internet or on the phone with someone else from your family that in a car accident and you helping them? No, you need to take an immediate action to take care of your car. That's the same responsibility. In that moment, there is something wrong with your avatar. You have a panic attack, your allergic reaction. I don't know, whatever it is. You're just not feeling well. Why are you running and rushing yourself? Because I've done it. Why are you doing that? Why? You need to be responsible for your car, for your avatar. What is going on with it? Why? Why are you don't want to listen to it? That in that moment, take responsibility and you will be more self. And you're not going to suffer. Service to self, not others. Service, karma yoga. Oh my God. That karma yoga just really fucked me up. Karma yoga. Karma yoga should be only for me. Yoga for me, service for me, not others. I'm not here for others. I'm here for me, to express me, to be me. This is my experience. What the fuck? I don't serve anyone, just me. Me. And through that abundance, somehow I am helping others, but I don't know how. I am serving myself. I am healthy, I have energy, I have abundance, I have money, my relationships, everything's stable. Then from this place, somehow, I don't know, magically, I'm helping others. That's it. Do you understand the difference? You serve yourself, nobody else. But it's very labeled as bad, morally bad, to be selfish. So you're selfish. How the fuck are you? And especially in esoteric practices and schools, and it's like the worst thing ever. The worst thing ever to be selfish. The worst. How dare you to be special? You are so special. I am very special. I am a teacher. I'm very I have so much knowledge. People were telling me, you cannot teach in our school because you haven't done TTC. Oh, really? Really? I am a teacher from the beginning. Since the day I was born, I was a teacher. And I know more than you do because I connect to myself. I have huge files. I can kill you with my energy. I can. Do you understand? Guys, selfish. Being honest is more true. That will lead you to your truth. Being honest. I'm honest right now. I'm honest. Honesty. Right now, I'm speaking honesty. I'm not lying. Why do I need to lie to your? It's my podcast. I'm honest. I'm interacting with myself. I'm honest. It's difficult when I interacting with others because uh, honesty can hurt people. So I have to use discretion. I have to use discretion. How much honesty I give them, all based on interaction. If that person comes to me and asking for it and paying me for that honesty, then I do that. But if I somehow interacting and that person is not in my field at all, not in my field, not in my feed, not in my podcast, not in my Instagram, not interacting with me, I don't go into somebody's Facebook and comment. I don't do that. Do you understand? Because why? Why? So in relationship is different, right? It's different, and it's difficult to, when you formed a relationship at certain point when you were like this, but now you've changed because you've learned something and you became a bit true to yourself, and suddenly that relationship, like intimate relationship, is not the same, and you're feeling, and you are, so here you need to come a bit more truthful, where you are, what happened, what changed, you're like this. So because you already formed that relationship, so you need to, in order to continue, if that change in you is not accepted in somehow, or you are not able to communicate, or some way processed by another person in a way that is you able to continue, then a separation is coming, and that's okay. Then you form a different relationship on the truth who you are right now. But you will change again, because we do change, we evolve. And now we have quantum fields very active. I daily reprogram. I'm daily different person. I don't even my old clients and relationship feel that, and they fall apart. Because I'm here, and that this is not in some way correlates or reflects in them. They feel it, and they can't be on that level. It's okay. It's part of reality, and that's fine. There will be a next step. There will be another client, and for them they need a little more a different work. I don't know. So that's to be true, to say yes when you're feeling yes, to say no when you feel no. And the feeling has to be with the body. It's embodiment. But we are not used to, or we don't know how to feel the body. We don't know what the body is. We are afraid to be in the body. We don't know what this avatar is for. We can't even separate ourselves, our programs. We don't even know where our consciousness and where our body. The matrix is made it so interesting that you don't have the difference. You don't feel the difference, but you struggling. So you need to say yes or no, and then build your value, your price, your value. Your value value changes. Value brings. There is also a war between the avatar and between a matrix and between your consciousness. That consciousness has to connect to super consciousness and your subconsciousness. So there is a lot of war going on. There is a battle. It's a battlefield. Not outside war. I'm not talking about Ukraine and Russia war or some other countries war. That's different things. I'm talking about the war internally here between the matrix, you as an avatar, the codes and subconscious codes and conscious codes and superconscious, where you came from, the original, the source, the programming. There's a war, conflict all the time, every day. There's a conflict, and you see it more and more as when I see my clients. When you have dissociations, when you have some issues with psyche, with you have when your life falls apart, people come to me. When relationships fall apart, when health is down the drain, that's when you come to me, because that's the battlefield. And then you thinking, oh, it's hormones. No, well, I mean, yes, there's that the hormones of your avatar and the thing, and autoimmune, all of this it's all connected. There's war all the time. War for you to be inside your consciousness wants to be inside the avatar, and to take over the avatar and reprogram it. And avatar is designed in the matrix, is also having issues. It's created in such a way that it's restricted. It's restricted. You can burn it, you can damage it easily, and it only lasts, I don't know, 70, 80, 90 years. I don't even know. In this matrix, it's not even 90 is possible going to be, because it's very restricted. We have a lot of pollution and different things that viruses that take over. This avatar is very fragile. So you have a lot of war. You have a lot of constant conflicts between one code and another. Code of the system, code of the avatar, code of your consciousness, and codes of your superconsciousness. That's wow. So you constantly in the battlefield, and you don't know. There are certain things that just win, and then you die. For example, you have cancer. Certain things lose. Yeah, so that's that. And energy is the key also to self. Energy to become you, that consciousness inside the avatar, and to unpack your files, your knowledge, your memory, because your memory has been erased when you came here. Your memory has been erased by 20, 40 vaccines when you were a child. Then pharmaceuticals. I will be speaking about this separately. Then codes of matrix, codes of, oh my God, you've been erased, suppressed, and compressed, that consciousness. And so you only rely on the energy from the outside, the energy of your dopamine, your energy of your adrenalines, energy of your avatar, which is very restricted. And that's why you have no energy at the end of the day. You even wake up barely. At the age of 70, your avatar is completely trashed. And so you need to know where to get the energy. And the energy comes only through consciousness. When you connect the consciousness with the avatar, that's the resource. That's the plug-in. Your super consciousness. That's where you came from. There's abundance of energy. Abundance of energy. You need to remember. You need to wake up. You need to you have to get the force. Your willpower is part of that system. I'll be teaching that. And that's self-realization. Then you realize, then you code your reality. You create the house that you want. You create the car you want. You create your health. You create relationship. You create money, abundance. You can travel. You have no restriction in the matrix, but you also have no restriction in the consciousness. Consciousness is free. in the avatar is cool. You're realizing you can operate, you can create, you can destroy, you can create, you can change quickly, you can jump level to level, you freedom, you can create one relationship you don't want, that's not you. Okay, you true, you freedom, you true, your energy, you creating that, you coding. To code something you need energy. And realization, that's realization, to be you self, you completely yourself. And there are no side, it's consciousness has no form, it has no restriction. Just like in your dreams, you can travel galaxies, you can do many things, you can kill, you can jump, you can fly, you can have sex with whatever, you can be different form, you can move fast. Consciousness moves fast. Here our body is very slow. It's so slow, freaking slow. I can't even find myself. I can't even work in a hospital. It's impossible. My consciousness my consciousness is stronger now than Avatar. It's rewriting the code, and I'm creating my reality. That's the only way in this, and that's it till the end of life of this Avatar. My codes are stronger. My battle. I won that war. I know how it works. I know. I struggle? And I still will have more struggles, because it's part of the game. The next level is harder. But we're talking about level 3, guys. We're talking about level 3, relationships, self-love, mastering that. That's self. That's the self that's trying to come through here. And what planet are you came? I've been on different civilizations, different planets. I have memories. I have abilities. I can feel another person. I can run his feeling, his energy through my body. When we do synchronization, I can feel that through my empathy code. And I can distinguish that is my feeling, that's my energy. But right now, it's different energy. And I can tell if the person speaks about, I can say, I'm feeling it in the heart. It's like needles. And the person say, oh my God, yes, exactly, that's how it feels. Or it feels in the uterus, or it feels in the head. I have abilities to connect indirectly. I have this ability. That's self. But before, I was playing a role of a nurse. I was automatically giving my patients some medicine, the pharmaceuticals, so they will go back to sleep, and they will never understand who they are, and they never be true. And they go back and they suffer another cardiac attack because they're back into the role playing, and they suffering at work, and they suffering in their relationship, and their husband is beating them, or the husband is drinking. But they are in relationship. And they have no connection. They don't know who they are. Internally, there's so many things, and they never self. And this is how it was in the hospital. And I was just automatically giving this, and I was getting paid for this, and that's it. Just a function in the matrix. Can I do that now? No, I can't. Because I got sick myself with oncology. And that was a turning point. I'm like, okay, it's either that, or I die, or I wake up and I be myself. So that's self. That's myself. And then I have to love myself. How do I love myself? How do I love it? Guys, please tell me, how do I love? How do you love now that you self? Now you know who you are. Now you are self. How do you love? How do you love? well, you just give that energy, gave that understanding, do things only for you. You, that love, that code of love, that's energy, that energy, accumulated energy, you give it to yourself. The resources, money, time, space, you give it to you. That's loving yourself. No? That's how you love. So if I made an, for me, the way I organize my day, I program my whole day. I have a calendar. I'm responsible for my day, for my money, for my food, for my health, for relationship, with whom and how I communicate. My whole day, I program my whole day. My day, one day, 24. I wake up and I program it. Okay, how do I program it? I get incredible feeling when I speak. So I'm doing podcast in the morning. Nobody's touching me. In the morning, I wake up at 9 a.m. and I go through my dream. I have a dream journal and I understand what information I am processing, who I am. I'm discovering who I am. So my mornings is not for someone else. I'm not having sex in the morning. I'm not entertaining someone. I'm not getting up because somebody says that you should be getting up at this hour. No, that's me. That's how I program, because I feel good. I feel good to wake up at 9 a.m. and then just luxuriously do things. I love myself. That's love. And then I program my morning for 11 a.m. podcast. And I find a way to tell everyone to not to disrupt me. I even put my phone and all my on airplane. That's if that's necessary, to block people's calls, to block my time, because that's I'm getting in incredible information, incredible knowledge. Like, I am discovering things with you through this podcast. And there's more and more. And I'm like, oh my God, now I need to talk. Now I see the disconnect. Okay, I'm excited. This mystery. I'm like, I dove in. This 2 hours of my time. That's love. And then I have clients. And then clients come in because they feel, they respond, they heard that I did something to someone else and that helped, and then they also want, and they see something, I don't know how, but they see on Instagram, they want a little bit, and and that's cool. So now I can trade that knowledge and that value for money. I can trade it, just like you exchange money. You go into a different country, it's worth that much. It's worth that much in that country. In Mexico, I'm a millionaire. In US, in Europe, I'm broke, because exchange rate different, right? The value is different, and that's illusionary. Also illusionary. It's that country said that we are worth that much. In the same thing for you. You have to say, oh, my energy. So I'm gonna spend 2 hours with a client. That's 2 hours of me doing thing for someone else, not for me, not self-love. 2 hours. So I need to convert these 2 hours into money. And if that client is interesting and willing to learn, and it's easy to work, then it's this price. If it's difficult and very time consuming, they're gonna have a price like this. Or if someone doesn't even value and say, oh, it should be for free, fuck off. Do you understand? So that's how my prices also change. And because if I'm gonna spend 2 hours with interesting client and willing to go, I also discover something else, and I can about myself at the same time. So that's love. And then in the afternoon, I want to eat a salad. In the morning, I want coconut water and fruits. So I make sure that I go and I have money and I buy that, the best quality that I have. Then I have salad because that's what I want. And I have salad, not because somebody else wants something else and I have to cook for someone. And no, that's love. That's what I want, and that's what I'm having. I don't care. I don't care what you want. If I'm in relationship, it's different. We need to talk. We need to talk. Okay? But that's me. That's how I program my day. I want a salad and I want to have a piece of toast. And I want a fresh fish for dinner. So I program myself, I buy, I prepare, and I have it ready. Nobody, and if I go out, and I go out with a client, with a friend, I go out to a place where it's okay for me. It works for me. If it doesn't work for me, I don't go out. I communicate with my friend different way. Understand? So I control my whole day. I program my 24 hours. And then I want to watch a movie. 2, because there is a lot of documentary movies. Sci-fi movies are documentary movies. And to help me to connect some things, to remember. That's the reason why I'm watching, not to be present here. I'm watching for a different reason. And then lots of people like, oh, you're watching, you're not spiritual. I am spiritual, very spiritual. And that's for me. And then before bed, that gives me, and then I walk. I walk every night. And I go to bed when I go to bed. Do you see? That's programming, that's self-love. I just described you concretely how self-love works. Because before, I listened to different podcasts, I listened to all these spiritual talks, and it was so far fucking away that I couldn't make it here. How do I make it work here? What is it, this fucking thing about? This self-love. And then one step at a time. Now I have energy. Now I have love. Now I have understanding. Now I'm unpacking. Now my relationship improving. Now my things. Now I'm boundaries. Now my client. Now the money. Now do you see? That's self-love. Self-love. I'm remaining self and loving. That's self-love. And that's it. That's the key in any relationship. I'm not alone. I'm interacting, but I'm interacting from a different, for me. What is this for me? Is this okay for me? Not okay for me? And that's it. It's so simple, guys. It's so simple. In any relationship, romantic, family, anything. But if someone breaks my barrier into my field, into my energy, they will get the bitch. They will get the fuck words. They will know they crossed the boundary, and I give that energy back because I have some tools. I know how to defend myself. That's also self-love. Because I accept all of me. I have all the weapons. I have the weapons. I'm not just this little cute fuzzy creature. I have different experiences from different worlds. I have willpower. I can defend. That's me. That's me loving. That's self-love. I can protect. I don't need someone. I don't need God. I don't need to call on some Green Tara or fucking, I don't know who, Cosmoenergetica, some, anybody. I don't need anyone to defend me, or man also in that category. I don't need anyone to tell me or defend me or protect me or give me something. I don't need that. I don't need that. But it's nice if it's there. It's nice. It's also complementary. Complementary. But it's not. I am self. I'm self-sustaining. Because if you're not self-sustaining, if you're not self-loving, you will be manipulated. You will be programmed by someone else. I wouldn't have a chance to wake up at 9 a.m. the way I like it, at 11 a.m. to have this, and then have salad, and then have fish, and then have a toast and a movie. Somebody else will program me. Understand? Yes, but when you're already in relationships and then you trying to do self-love, it's harder because you're gonna change and that's gonna reflect. But it's also a good training. It's a good training place. So don't reject that. It's a training place. We supposed to be around people. We're supposed to interact. That's the interactive platform. Just like any social platform, Matrix is interactive program. You're supposed to interact, and that's how you learn. You see yourself mirroring. We see that. So without that, it's not possible. So you need that. You need other people. So, but to practice self-love and to remain in self-love is easier to do when you have time alone to really find you. But every moment, you're not gonna have time alone all the time because you're gonna interact. So if you have a time alone, right now I have a alone time. It's very precious. I'm doing so many quantum leaps, and then I'm doing this self-love and self-practice, and I'm really learning because I need to jump to the level 9, but I need to master 8. But I have holes in different other levels, so I need to catch up. I need some time. But then I'll have a relationship. And in that relationship, it will be a little challenge. It will be challenged to be myself. Because there will be, right? And so that's self-love. That's self-love. To remain on that and continue that self-love. But you always gonna get clipped somewhere, some program kick in, this commitment, guilt, shame, suicide, something will kick in somewhere at some point. And then you have to work with it. You have to see it. You have to understand. You have to unpack it. And you have to cut it off yourself with your responsibility, with your superpowers, with your commitment to yourself. You marry yourself. You commit to yourself. You exchange a vow. You made a decision to be in this avatar, in this game. You have to remember that. And it's precious. Override the suicide code. It's just difficult. And just that's it. That is it, guys. That is it. I hope I could somehow, bring some kind of sense into this topic of self-love, because I struggle myself, and now I have clarity. Not all of it. I'm sure there's more and more, and I will be sharing. But this is a good start. It's a good start for all of you, for all my clients, so that I don't leave long messages, so we don't talk about. I can just send you to watch a video, because it's for everyone. Every single client comes to me, and it's video for me in different places, so I watch it too. Okay, guys, I end on this. It was send me comments. Let's unpack. And see you on the next podcast. Bye.